Hello, and thanks for joining us today on this week's edition of the program, Blackboard. I'm Princess Sobra Usman, your host. Research shows that increased access to education can contribute to poverty eradication. Accordingly, acquired basic skills such as reading, writing, and numeracy have a positive effect on marginalized populations' income and the rate of return on the economy. The wish to eliminate poverty in Nigeria has been articulated since independence through a number of enactments and policy papers. However, rampant poverty still abounds. Abject poverty threatens access to essential services by about 68% of Nigerians living below the poverty line, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. With COVID-19 crisis driving up Nigeria's poverty rate, pushing more than 5 million additional people into poverty by 2022. It is in effort to combat poverty, the FCT Department of Mass Education, hitherto referred to FCT Agency for Mass Education, was established by the FCT Regulation Number 1 of 1991. This regulation was an offshoot of Decree 17 of 1990 that set up the National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education. The decree directed all states in the Federation and the FCT to establish agencies for mass education. The edict that set up the agency was signed into law by the then FCT Minister, Major General Muhammad Gadanasko. A board headed by a chairman was inaugurated on August 13, 1991. Since the tenure of the last governing board of the department expired in 1999, a new board was reconstituted to reach out to the illiterate adults, out-of-school youths, women and girl child, nomads, as well as other disadvantaged groups in the Federal Capital Territory through collaboration with stakeholders with a view to making them functional members of the society. On this note, we have Maya Salis with us in the studio to talk about bringing people on board, reaching out to the less privileged, and of course, contributing her quota to national development. Welcome to the studio, Maya Salis.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so tell us about yourself, first off.
Okay, my name is Maya Salis. That's Salmat Salis Musa, alias Maya Salis. I am from Edo State. Actually, I am from a Hobo background. My father was a farmer, and of course, my mother a petty trader. So growing up was quite challenging, but I am highly resourceful. So I decided to do something about it. So after my secondary school, I proceeded to Kano State. I attended Bayero University. So I realized...
Can you speak Hausa language very well?
Not so much. When it comes to business aspect.
Now, as an entrepreneur, of course,
Kudi aspect.
you know how to negotiate the money aspect of
course. You know, I like money actually, but
who doesn't?
So I proceeded to Bayero University, but before then, I had to go into apprenticeship in the pharmaceutical industry, and there I was there for quite some time. Where before I clocked the age of 40, I had worked with Pakistan, Indian, and Lebanese.
You're 40?
40 years old.
And looking this young and beautiful.
That was then in 2009.
You need to tell me the secret. You need to tell me the secret. I need to learn from you.
So that was there. So when I gained admission to Bayero University, of course, I see how my parents struggle to pay my school fees. And I told my parents, I don't want you people to bother anymore. I will take it up from here. Wow. So that was how it began. So talking about humanitarianism, I have been an active humanitarian since I was age 14. Even though giving is a culture in my family, I am an innate humanitarian. I
hope you brought something that you're going to give me and my crew.
Maybe. Maybe you're not that privileged though. You have a job.
It's all right.
So giving is a culture in my family. So what I did is that I asked myself, what can I do to contribute my quota to Nigeria? So while I was in Bayero University, the only time I had my ID card with me, school ID card, was when it was time for exams. Do you ask me where my ID card was? On
yeah, I was going to that.
So I always leave it, at category market, you have Kofa Wambe, you have Abubakar Rimi Market. You know, I give them this ID card. I am a student at Bayero University. Give me your goods to sell. I will return your money for you. So this was how I was able to raise my tuition fee every year. So while I was in school. But there is something, whenever, you know, on campus you see there will be, you know, poster on the notice board, humanitarian outreach to orphanage homes, and I'll be like, I always like to participate in things like this. But my roommate knows that this guy is always, you know, struggling.
It's not like you have it too.
But this is why I had to do humanitarian work secretly all my life, until recently. So I would just go to the campus sandwich shop in campus, then I would just buy some, you know, toiletries and whatever that I think I can afford, and I would just add it up to the bulk items. I will not even show myself, then I will go with them. To tell you how serious this was, in 2016, I was in the living room with my sister, and someone called me, Maya, I saw you on TV. You know, you work for humanitarian outreach. I said, it's not me. Do you know? Because my sister will ask me, so you go.
So you have enough to give out.
So, and at the same time, I used to write for magazines for free.
Okay.
I've written several articles on pernicious anemia, dysmenorrhea, that is difficulties in menstrual pain.
Okay.
I wrote on sweet killer, that is diabetes, and recently I wrote on pre-eclampsia. Yeah, that is hypertension during pregnancy. So when I see
you also major into feature writing. Let me ask you, what do you study in school?
Microbiology.
Microbiology, quite interesting.
So this is it. So far I have always tried all my life how I can contribute my quota to humanity. But do not forget, I am from a humble background, and we are in a society where people evaluate you based on your financial status, your family background, and all of that. So how can I come out to tell people that this girl who is just struggling is out there? How can the poor help the poor? So though I discussed with my dad before he passed, he said, go ahead and do it. But I wasn't convinced. I said, let me just do it secretly. Let me continue the way I was doing. Until 2018, that was when God arrested me at Kuje General Hospital. I had went to this hospital just to do some detailing with medical doctor, pediatricians there. Then while I was talking to the doctor, there was this man that walked in. And the doctor told him, you need to act fast. Your son is in danger. Anyway, I didn't have money, but I knew that I needed to do something as an English humanitarian. But I respected myself on my way out of Kuje General Hospital. Till today, as I'm sitting with you right here, I still cannot fathom what took me to these people. I went straight to the parents of this boy and asked them, are you the father to this child? He said, yes. I said, give me your account number.
Wow.
This is it was when I walked out of the hospital, it was done on me that I have carried myself to where I don't know.
you have lead yourself to a place you don't know.
Yes, because asking them for account number, as an innate humanitarian, this is from the heart. This is a culture in me. This is my tradition. It is congenital in me. It's not as if I learned it from somewhere. I knew that I had risen their hope. I knew that I owe them, and I need to meet up with it. As if that was not enough. On my way back to, I was just on my way back home, and my phone rang. Please, I am the father to that boy. The doctor gave me your number because he believed you can help the little boy.
Wow.
I said, how? I am just a little girl trying to survive, and a pediatrician, a doctor, medical doctor, is giving you my number. And the doctor is the current Secretary General of National Association of Medical Doctors right now, Dr. Agba. I said, how can the doctor give you my number? That was it. But it was done on me that I needed to do something. I just put out the story on my WhatsApp status. From there, my friend picked it to his own WhatsApp status, and it went viral among my friends. Do not forget, as an innate humanitarian, I'm very passionate about the people around me. I don't just keep people. If you see any like minds. So that was how they spread that news, and the man started calling me, oh, sister, money is coming in. Sister, I've received a lot. This, that. They needed about 2 packs of blood. They bought the blood, and the medical bills were all settled, and they needed to transfer the boy to Gwagwalada Teaching Hospital. Now they had the money. They took the boy there. But do not forget, I am an advocate for self-reliance. Then,
of course.
I asked the parent, I called him.
What do you do?
What do you do? Why would your child be in a difficult situation like this?
How old is the child?
The child was 1 year, 6 months then. His name is Bolaji. So how could you watch your son to this extent? They say, I said, oh, I called my friend in Europe. I said, do not send the last money to these people. Now that his son has been discharged and all of that, let's know what we can do. So that was how I told him, this last money, put it in your business, revive your business, and that is it. But something happened. I was supposed to go to the hospital. Do not forget, all this while I was helping them. They did see me again after that first encounter in the hospital. So now they were wondering, who is this girl that just came to the hospital and helped us like this, and she's nowhere to be found? Whenever they were talking to me, the way they talk to me, they did just open up to say, this girl is a spirit or something like that. But the way they were
that's
talking,
what it looks like.
But I had an accident just the next day. So after that, I was unable to see them. So after I got back to my feed, yes, I went back to I had to ask them for the address. I visited them at Gosa, that is Airport Road, Abuja. That was when I actually confirmed that what I was thinking was actually right. They thought I was a spirit, not human being. Oh, so the neighbors gathered, this is the girl, she's not a spirit, she's a human being. So ever since, that was when it was done on me that I needed to do something about humanitarian activities. Then I called my lawyer, I said, can we incorporate this NGO? He said yes. So we started from there. But there is something. My background is still a major constraint. How can I go about helping people when I need help myself? Then a thought came to my head. I remember the words of my father. It's not rich people that help, but good people. Then I put out a quote to encourage myself, to motivate myself, that humanitarianism is not a proof of worth, but of selflessness. So whenever I remind myself of this words, then I have the motivation. I'll just boost my superhighways going. So ever since then, we have been on it, several projects done, and that is it.
Okay, I see, in this picture, can we have the picture on display where the children are carrying their school bag? Yes. So what is the mandate for these children under your care?
Good. Generally, it's not just for this project or these children. We have a mandate in MEVEF. The mandate is very simple, to create communities of self-sufficient people.
Okay.
Yes, we want to create communities of self-sufficient people, reliant individuals. So this is actually back to school project, which is in one of the scope of MEVEF. We have about 5 scopes: education, health, entrepreneurship, vocational skills, and of course, this. So this is tagged back to school project, where we kit over 500 to 1,000 children back to school every year. We do this across Nigeria, and this particular one was done in Edo State just this year, 2022, January this year. So what we do is that when we go to school, we create clubs MEVEF. We create these clubs in school where we continuously mentor the children on character building. And of course, how to be self-reliant. And of course, selflessness to nation building. This is the first thing we do. The gift we give to them, the school bags, this is just incentive. School bags and other stationery materials is just an incentive to gain their attention for us to inculcate the right character into them.
Okay, so basically, are you satisfied with the attainment of what you're doing, even though you keep saying it like it's something innate in you?
The truth is that when you said I'm satisfied, honestly, looking at the background, I know fully well most of the projects that I've done so far, I single-handedly, funded this project financially. And just, my team of friends, very few of us, I will say, and most of us, it's not as if we are from rich background. I will say that
you said it's good people that give, not the rich people.
The rich people, they are just looking for a way to upgrade their gadgets, phones, wear branded items, travel far, and all of that. There are rich people that give out. You are a rich person. Okay.
You are rich at heart.
Okay.
You are rich at heart.
Okay. Amen. Amen. So the thing is this, I will say that I am satisfied, but there is still a lot to be done.
Okay, so basically the response to your initiative to just these children about inculcating them into the marvels, I mean, what's the journey so far?
Honestly, you see year in, year out. Okay, let me tell you a bit of myself. Anybody that knows me in this Abuja, I'm into distribution of some materials, and I go from one pharmacy to another. You see me carry cartons. and I drive manual car, a saloon vehicle, that that's stress. Why do you think I will have to go through all the stress and put the money together, the proceeds together, and go and do project?
To school or
this
to
is
learn a skill?
This is because I am seeing positive impacts in the aspect of the children. They are giving me positive energy. Okay. Yes, they encourage me. It's because of the feedback I am getting. This is what motivates me to continuously ensure that they gain this opportunity.
Okay, so is there any criterion that you use to enroll some of these children into your foundation? Because we have so many of these children out there, and if we want to be honest with ourselves, you can't just bring the bulk of them to yourself. Are there any criterion you use in measuring the number of children that you enroll into your foundation?
Yeah, I do have a criteria. Do not forget, I am very precise person. What I do is that I do have some evaluation. When I go to school, I make sure I screen the children one-on-one. First, I say their teachers to them, and when I come, there is this question and answer form that I developed for myself, for these students.
A kind of questionnaire.
Questionnaire. So from the questions, from the answer I get from them, I will be able to know, oh, this child actually needs this help, because we can't obviously help everyone. Okay. We have to pick out the most vulnerable first, yes. Then we screen it down. This is what I do. With this evaluation, I'm able to target the right children to actually help.
Okay, based on your assessments and probably the responses from your questionnaires, how far have they impacted on the society that makes you feel like, oh, okay, I'm on the right course, and then these children are going to yield the needed results that I want in the nearest future? Thank
you for this question. I actually needed to answer such a question. I told you that the energy I get from them, because I told you that we are not just out there to give them stationary materials or kit them back to school. We also mentor them on selflessness and character building. Whenever we go back to these schools and when we get the review feedback from their teachers, the energy, their character, we are seeing the orientation, actually they are imbibing it. And do not forget, we are doing this to have good people, because it's only good people that can give us a great nation. Do you know Professor Dora Akoyili, the late professor? Yeah. She is actually my role model.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, she is worthy of emulation. I mean, who wouldn't want to?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want her to mentor her? I'm a great lover of Dora Akoyili. She's somebody, whenever she's talking on the television, I would like to listen to her. She's somebody who is passionate. The way she revamped the NAFDAC, I mean, it's something for everybody to talk about.
Imagine. So while I was a child, I used to watch her on TV a lot, and she happened to be my boss lecturer. So my boss actually taught me so much about Dora, and every 8 o'clock I'm there when she was Minister of Information and Communication. I'm always looking at her. And do not forget, she had a vision for 2020. Vision 2020 was, there is this branded slogan that she came up with, Nigeria, good people, great nation. These children, while we are trying to imbibe the right character into them, I'm actually, from the feedback and their attitude, their courage, and the way they go about their activities in school, and the energy they give to me, and the vocational skills, the way they registered and follow up, it means that few years from now we have
more people giving back to the society,
citizens which will be self-sufficient enough and upright in character to give us, to contribute to our national prosperity, which is our major target.
Okay, so do you really expect any support from the FCT administration, or, I mean, in a nutshell, how do you envisage this policy?
I'll first answer the support from FCT. Okay. You see, our NGO, we have done so much in this FCT. Recently, we concluded a project in AMAC, Abuja Municipal Area Council, in a community called Jiwa, to be precise. I don't know if you know Jiwa, where we were received by the Emir of Jiwa.
Okay.
So, and recently...
I think we have the picture there. You were you're with the Emir of Jiwa.
Yes, and recently we concluded another project in Anagada community, that is Gogolada Area Council. So we have done a lot, and we want corporate organization and government agency to come and collaborate with us, because I cannot do this. We need to expand our niche.
Of course.
We need to expand, and there are victims of different, different cases. Banditry in Benue State, there's flood in Lokoja, Benue, Bayelsa. So there's a lot that needs to be done. We need collaborative hands.
Okay, so we go on a quick break, and when we return, the conversation continue. Please stay with us.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite. This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television Star Times Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, and UHF Channel 38.
Good to know you're still there. The program is Blackboard. You're watching us from DSTV channel 392, Free TV channel 507, and on the UHF we are on channel 38. We're having a conversation with Maya Salis, an enthusiast, we like to say a humanitarian, a philanthropist. An innate humanitarian, a philanthropist. I mean, these are people we call big women, rich women. Although she says she's not rich, you're rich, oh. My dear, you're rich at heart. Okay, so we're talking about giving back to the society, encouraging the youth to, grow up in an upright manner. So tell us, I mean, what do you really expect from the FCT administration? I mean, how do you envisage the policy of this mass education?
Yeah, actually, you know that I am an advocate for self-reliance. I do value education quite so much, but I think the education system, we should try to put in some vocational skills so that our children, the youth, can get well focused on time earlier in life. As you see, the rate of poverty is on the increase because most people are not employed even after going to school.
Yes,
you don't have jobs. So if that is the case, I think we should visit the technical aspect of education.
Of education, of course.
Yes, it's very important at this point so that people can have hands-on skills to, have a good...
Although the federal government has inculcated the TVET into the school curriculum, maybe what you are suggesting is probably for the primary school upward. Is it catching them young?
Exactly, that is the point. Yes, exactly, that is the point, because there are stages you get people focused, especially when they are the youngest in the society. As children, you get them focused so that they will have area of focus. So it should start from primary school, not even secondary school, if we must have productive youths or citizens. Because any country that must develop must pay attention to productivity of her citizens. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, Maya. Maya, The beginning of the program, you said you are 40 years, and then
That was 2009.
so you are above 40, like this. Is that what you're saying?
No, I am under 30.
Oh,
I am under 30.
okay.
I am under 30.
I was going to wonder, like, so I should be calling you auntie? No, you're not my auntie.
No, I'm
So,
under 30.
Maya, let me ask you a very private question. Are you married?
No. I'm single. I'm very, very much single.
Okay, so I mean, this burning desire, are there challenges, you know?
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of challenge. You know, I come from a society where people pay attention to gains, personal gain. They don't put national interest first. This is one challenge I'm facing as an individual. Because you're into humanitarianism, people just feel that you have money, especially as a single, young, beautiful girl like myself. They will think, she have money deposited somewhere or something like that.
Yeah.
So that is another major challenge. And sometimes when I come back from, a project like this, where they see it online, they'll be like, oh, Maya, you should have told us so that we contribute. And at the end of the day, selflessness. I'm saying that I'm having challenges with meeting up with the right people, like minds, that we can actually do this project. Carry this mission to the next level. That is my major challenge right now.
You'll get that. Of course, you will definitely get that, because people like you is what Nigeria needs. In fact, the world at large, people like you is what we need. Thank you so much for coming on Blackboard. I mean, I'm always excited when I have female guests. My guests are, let me say, 90%, 95% male. So wow. It always excites me when I have female on the show with me. So we are happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
People like Maya Salis plays important role in the social development of our states, our nation, and our community at large. For the proper development of a particular country or region, it is very important to bring education and awareness to the people about their rights and duty, and of course, learning vocational skills. We need to alert people against the imposters and of course pretenders, which is generally the role of political parties, which they do not tend to do effectively. And on that note, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Blackboard. Till we come your way again, same time, same station. My name is Princess Sobora Usman. Good afternoon.